even though it felt like that was our 8th. Yeah, I think we do. I think we've discovered maybe some things about some new players that are going to fit really well. And I feel that everybody got a chance. Like you got these kids and they work so hard all summer and they've committed their life to the game, and then, God, they want a chance to, I feel we've done a good job of getting almost everybody in the organization. I think all but one played at an exhibition game, and then we gave a lot of kids a chance. So I feel at the very least our evaluation is fairly based on what they've shown.
How do things change for you guys now day to day leading up to Thursday?
Well, it's still it's the 3 days before opening night. There's still a whole lot of things that are involved in the cap and the injury situation that we have. So there's still a lot of moving parts that have to go there, but the numbers will come back down to one room and we can get back to work.
And if you feel confident you've got the roster that you want right now, I mean, barring,
Oh, I'd like to have Ekblad, Montour,
Sure,
and
sure. No, I know
Bennett,
that.
those guys. I'd like those guys. But I think that Bill and his staff worked really hard this year to find guys that could come in, and I'm far more comfortable with that today, having seen it, than the idea of it before camp started. So we did have a couple of guys step forward that maybe we really didn't know much about. I like their game a lot, so I think we're going to be okay.
I mean, Uvis Bolinskis is one of those guys that might have been one of those guys you didn't know much about.
Right.
What have you seen from him this preseason?
He just built from day one. So I saw him play in Europe just on video, but that doesn't give you a great feel, right? And then there's so much thrown at him, completely different style of game. Training camp was harder than last year, so there were 5 brutal days for everybody. And then each day off, after that first block, each day he got better and better. And he's quicker than we probably saw in the first few days, but that's because everybody was dragging, and then his quickness in his game has kind of really stood out for us.
With a guy like Justin Sordiff, is it a similar situation like what we said with Matty, where like if he were to make the team, it would be a certain kind of role? Just because he's played a very consistent game throughout the season.
Both of those young players have come in, well, they put up some numbers, which is nice, and played hard and played well for us, but they won't watch hockey. They have to play, so that is part of the decision process. They've got, if you can find meaningful minutes for them, then I think it makes sense, but if not, they just can't sit and watch. And if they do, it might be for the opening weekend, maybe they've earned a place to be there, but it won't be long-term watching hockey.
And for Brett Ritchie, who was here in the PTO, got hurt, didn't get into the last couple of games. Is there anything you can tell us in terms of his status?
Yeah, he's very close to playing again. Couldn't go tonight, and then we'll kind of make a going forward plan with him. Everybody's good.
Oh, John.